just talk a little bit about the nature and what it gives me, because for me it has a giant power, and I'm using it for wisdom. I'm seeing the nature when I have questions, or the nature like pops into my awareness if I feeling down, or in some way it can be all kinds of days, it could be all kinds of emotions, but just when I have a special awareness, when my senses are turned on and open, then I get a lot of symbols and messages that I interpret and get a lot of wisdom from wisdom just only about my own mind, my own thoughts. It's really a powerful thing for me to connect with nature and to feel abundant and thankful, grateful, and to feel aligned with it, to feel like being a part of this amazing world. When you really sit in nature and you really try to grasp how huge it is, the whole world, the earth, the universe, all the energies flowing, all this creativity, all this power of creation. It's so huge. For me, I cannot understand. I can just feel how amazing it is. And when I'm creative, writing, drawing, whatever, singing, playing, or even talking, creating a conversation or thoughts. Oh, that's a butterfly. Oh, it's so sweet. Then I feel like I'm in sync with nature, right? Then I'm a part of all these things that are growing around me. Then I'm also growing. I'm creating something. So that's what gives my life a purpose, is to create and to sense the world around me. I got a little story about the spider. I think it would be a good time to tell you. Because one day I was distressed, I call it, or frustrated. And it's a long story, so I will make it short. But I was frustrated, and I couldn't get in touch with my vortex. I couldn't get in touch with what I really am and how good I used to feel. So I just had to sit in the garden. It was a sunny day, and I was sitting in the garden and listening to Abraham Hicks for a long time. I think I was sitting for a whole hour, just all quiet in a chair. And I was sitting so still that I suddenly noticed that a little tiny spider was spinning its net from my one hand to the other hand. And that was just amazing to see that that it was actually possible to sit so still that a spider will actually make a web on your hands, connecting your hands. And that was just, I could not but notice this as a strong symbol. Maybe I didn't know what exactly it was about, but I was really honored to experience that, and I took it as a gift. I take everything as gifts, and more, when I do that, I feel like my world gets more and more abundant. So I focus on that. And of course I couldn't sit there all day, and it was difficult to sit so still, so I had to remove the spider. Later it turns out that it actually followed me. I don't know, it was hiding in my clothes or my hair or something, because later on it crawled down on my computer. But I just noticed the spider, I noticed the web, and then I was still like, oh, I cannot get to work today. I cannot create, oh yeah, I want to make a drawing. Suddenly that appeared. I want to make a drawing of this spider, just maybe to figure out what message was. And that's how I work with drawings too. That's very intuitive. Sometimes I have something I want to explain. I have a feeling or something. Sometimes I'm just drawing. Something comes to mind, a pattern or some kind. But now I know, I knew I wanted to draw the spider, and then I didn't know how it was going to look or what it would be saying to me. So I was drawing the spider, and And after the drawing was finished, I could really see what it was all about, because in the middle of the spider, I had drawn the web, so that the body of the spider was filled with a perfect web inside it, and in the bottom of the spider there were all beautiful pink eggs, ready to, like gifts, like small treasures. And then the spider was placed on a web that it was building. And for me, and it has a lot of eyes. And it also has 2 eyes from the blackbird. I don't know why, but I wanted to place 2 of these orange blackbird eyes. So that was really a gift too, to create it myself, to be in touch with the creation and do it, and then receiving another message, or like a deeper message. For me, that is, this spider it's making its web it's called, yeah. It's making this web from what's inside. And that's how I want to live my life. I want to make this web that I have inside, so that what's inside me is the same as what's around me. So that's totally aligned. And another thing that it told me is that the spider really works and have patience, because it's just doing this step by step by step by step. And in the process, it may seem like really difficult to finish, right? It can feel hopeless when you're in the middle of something big, and it can feel it's different to see the whole picture, right? The whole perspective. But it just keeps on doing it. It's the only thing it can, really. So it's building this web, or making it, and then when it's finally finished, it's the most beautiful piece of art in the world, right? And then it just waits. Then it sits there in the middle or in the corner, and then it just waits for food to come in, for the things that it needs in life to live will come directly into this web. So it's not this kind of spider is not hunting for things. It's just making this beautiful piece of art that is so strong but still so thin. It's nearly invisible, but still things are flying right into it. And that's just so beautiful. I get so moved and touched by the story, because that's exactly how I want my world to be. I don't want to run around chasing stuff. That's not how I want to live my life. I want to live my life working piece by piece, being patient, and doing the things that I have inside, and making my surroundings so that it will be the same from inside till outside. And I will have patience like the spider. And I will do my job good, so that it won't have any holes, or yeah, of course it has holes, but it won't have any mistakes or anything. That it will be perfect web. And then I will wait as a spider, and then I am so sure, I'm so convinced that things will just fly straight into this web. I think this is how it's gonna be, and all my life I've been comparing myself to other people, and how they were charging, what's it called, like they were like running towards a career, and in my view they were just running after a train or something that was always going faster, 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 faster. And I couldn't align myself with that idea. I didn't want life to be that way. I wanted life to be something different, and something with time to feel and time to be in the present, and taking it step by step without running all the time. And I got really upset, because that was the only thing I could see, that it was people running and chasing things that, and sometimes of course they got the treasure, but I couldn't see them actually get really happy about it. I saw just a waste of time. I saw so much time they wasted on running to get this thing. And that's not how I want to live my life. I really want every step to be precious and perfect. Not perfect in that sense that I cannot experience bad things or anything. That's perfect too, But just making an effort to do it the best way I can in the moment. And when I do that step by step, it cannot but be the perfect web. Perfect web for me, How I can create my web. I can only create the web that I have inside, right? It will be a mirror of what I contain, what my heart is filled of. So I'm so concerned at the moment, and this is why this challenge is so beautiful, that I'm using 100 days to put in, to fill my inner self with the most beautiful things I can ever imagine. And that will be my picture of my web. That will be my inside web. And then when I'm filled with that, that is what I produce. That is what I create around me. And I think that's a beautiful picture of the vortex. How Abraham Hicks also explains it. This is so nice to make a symbol yourself that you really relate to. This is really a symbol that I can learn from, and I can remind myself of it every day. So of course I put my drawing up on the wall, and I'm really glad to look at the spider, and really, really thankful for this experience that it gave me, and for being aware and open my senses and allowing it to give the wisdom to me, instead of just a reaction could be like, "Whoa, it's spider on me! Whoa, get it off, get it off!" But this was so beautiful, allowing nature to just work its ways. So I'm really glad I could share this story with you. And now I'll eat my lunch. I will just enjoy these organic blackberries. This is just amazing. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope that some of you can use this. This is this bird. Use this symbol of the spider. So thank you. See you tomorrow. So is this just the most perfect view for your lunch break? To sit here on this small bridge. Bathing bridge, or what you call it. This is just so nice to sit here, and the sea is so quiet. Actually, it's small movements on the surface. Just look, I've brought lovely bread, organic great apple, blueberries and cucumber. Does it get any better than this? This is just to sit here and eat fruits from the nature in the nature. It's just so beautiful.